What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 11, Episode 5, Kissing Cousins. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stand the algorithm, okay? So the episode starts with Marceau and Tisha. Marceau said in his confessional that what Ken said to him didn't sit right with him, so because that's not something him and Tisha do. They don't go around talking about other people's marriages. But you are going to talk about Chris stuff next week. But okay, I feel like talking about people's marriages, talking about people, that's all you do. Anyway, they talk about, Tisha comes downstairs. And so they talk about her mentioning Kim being in other women's DM. And Tisha said that somebody told her this. And she told Trisha. Trisha, to me, is very insecure. And it's crazy because she still want to be with Ken. Like, after all of this, you still want to be with Ken. And that is the real issue for me. But Ken also admitted to being in the DM. So she did not lie. So the person who told her didn't lie. If that's her homegirl, I feel like I'm going to tell her. It didn't matter how it come off. It didn't matter how it came off. You still should tell. The fact that Trisha acted like she didn't want to know, and you probably should know to see how Ken roll. It's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like this. So, and y'all know how I feel about Tisha, but I didn't like how everybody tried to make this her fault. No. If somebody told me something and we cool, I'ma come and tell you. But anyway, you know what? Let's just keep it going because I don't want to confuse myself or y'all. So Marceau, I feel like Marceau telling Tisha what she should say or what she shouldn't say is the reason why I feel like he's saying that, because he doesn't want any of his stuff to come out. And if you don't want anybody talking about us, don't go around talking about other people. And he told Tisha, you didn't feel good about people talking about our marriage, which I agree. She didn't feel good about that, but it's not something she just pulled out of the sky. Somebody came and told her. But like Marceau, Martell, and all of them niggas, y'all are always hoes before bros. Bros before hoes. And that is the code that y'all gonna always stick with. So you're gonna make your wife come off as the guilty party because she messing up these people's marriage over here when Ken and Trisha's marriage has always and will forever be trash. Because he came, let's be clear, he started messing with a married woman. You knew this lady was married. Just like Trisha knew she was married. But Trisha was doing whatever, because Marquez was doing whatever. So anyway, I feel like Marceau was reaching. I really feel like he was reaching because how is what Tisha said causing problems for Ken and Trisha? I really do feel like he was reaching. Like, it is no, you just only doing that because you don't want anybody saying anything about y'all marriage, and that's all that this is about. She wasn't wrong. I don't think she was wrong. Anyway, Trish, Destiny, and Nell hang out. So Destiny tell the ladies about her visit with Detroit and how everything went with her family, with her mom, brothers, and sisters, and how now she's a big sister and all of the things. So we switch over. Destiny tells Trisha that Martell told her that Ken said that Kim was in somebody else's DM. Of course, they pan back to him telling Destiny, and of course, anytime there's something about the Scotts, he's always ready to revel in it, because once again, no matter these people marriage ain't where yours could have been had you done right, had you not cheated or whatever, and you done right by that lady. Your raggedy ass is still bitter, and you are always still willing to throw these people to the wolves, no matter what. You're still always willing to throw the Scots to the wolves. Talking about how can she say something about somebody's marriage when Marceau did. That's what Marceau did. Tisha didn't do anything. And the fact that you keep hanging on to that further lets me know you are pissed off that their marriage didn't end like yours did. I'm just saying. Again, here he is. Once again, another one of these raggedy is niggas with this bros over hoes mentality. Y'all get on my nerves. Anyway, Destiny asked Trisha if she thought it was messy. Destiny, I feel like you're being messy at this moment, but I'm gonna allow it right now. So Trisha tells them her and Kim was on the break. So it's not messy. And Trisha, you shouldn't get mad because you and Kim were on a break. And now all of a sudden now y'all back together. But when Kim was in a woman's DM, you're saying that y'all two wasn't together. So what he do outside of you is what Kim does outside of you. That has nothing to do with you. I don't understand. Why are we making this a thing? Trisha has already said her and Ken had already broken up. Why is this even an issue? But we gonna drag this narrative along. And we're gonna make Tisha the scapegoat. Why? I don't know. So I feel like Trisha, when I looked at Trisha and she was like, I was so mad. Trisha, you're too old not to know how to control your emotions. She aggravates me because I know that it's a process, and I know she's in therapy, and I'm hoping that she's still currently in therapy and not only in therapy for the show's sake, because again, if I can stick a pin into Trisha, she's going to burst. There's nothing about Trisha that is healed. There is nothing about Trisha that needs to be in a relationship. There is nothing about Trisha that Trisha needs to be alone. She needs to be alone. She really needs to heal. Not just be alone, but be alone in healing. And enjoy her life with her kids. That's it. And get her divorce from Marquez or whatever his name is. So, Trisha lets them know that Kim wants to have kids. Why are you and Kim wanting to have kids? Why? Why is that even entertained as a thing? Why is that even a thing in y'all conversation? Especially where y'all are now mentally and emotionally. So Trisha said, well, Kim wants kids. And at this stage in life, she could see herself having kids. Trisha, you can't even regulate your own emotions. So there is nothing about you that says you want to be able to have kids. So now ask Trisha, does Kim want a baby with her because he feel like this will hold her? So Trish crown eating ass said, I don't know. He just said he wanted to have a baby. And I'm like, Trisha, do you hear yourself? The way you act like you don't know how to process stuff, in a way it's like you're there sometimes, but nobody's home. And it's like, you just go with the flow. I feel like Trisha has so much going on in that brain that she can't add anything else. I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but my therapist told me, and this is what my experience and what I've been dealing with. So I have hit an emotional wall. That's what I'm dealing with now in therapy. And so all of the things that I've been through, the way she described it, I'm just driving in a car, just driving. And as I'm grabbing things along my drive, I'm grabbing things and I'm slinging them on in the back seat, but I'm driving. And I have come to a complete halt in my life, and everything that I never dealt with, it is slammed to the front. And so I'm saying all this to say, I don't have enough room to add anything else because I am working on getting rid of those old things. And it's been a good process. It's been hard. It's been good. It's been all over the place. It's been emotional. Yeah. So if y'all watched the live last night with on Watch Your Mouth Reviews, and I had that moment of breakdown, that was a part of those things that I'm still pillaging through and processing. And I feel like Trisha is at a place where she just has so much. So you don't have room for a baby. You don't have room for a marriage. You need to get rid of all of that old stuff. You need to get rid of all your old baggage. And you don't even need to add new baggage. You just need to get rid of all of that baggage and just focus on Trish and your family. So now ask Trish if Ken will get married. Will her and Ken get married after the divorce? And she immediately says yes. Trish just feels like, to me, she's one of those people that don't sit and think. She lacks a little bit of awareness. And so it's like, oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I don't know, she just, whatever it is that she got, all of these things that she have going on, it just keeps her in one spot. Like, I don't know. I think Trish thinks she's okay. And I think Trish thinks if I just go work out, I've then worked out my frustration. And that's not what that is. So Nell tells the ladies that Lance and Kiara was at their home for a Fletcher dinner showdown. Y'all know how that go, because girl. So she let them know how Kiara didn't like how Lance was outside talking to Destiny. And Destiny was like, that's pretty much Kiara's problem. She said, well, I'm pretty much Lance's therapist because he likes to unload. Trisha said that Lance hit her up because he unloads as well and he has a lot of things to say. When did you and Lance become cool? Not that that's an issue, but when did you and Lance become cool? Also, let me just backtrack. Now, why are you telling these ladies Lance's business? You are not able to get whatever Lance has going on. He's not telling you, so you're trying to find other ways and other avenues to find out what's going on, which adds to all of your stress. It's okay if you don't know what's going on. Leave him to his vices. Let him take care of his own damn kids and figure that shit out for himself. You have enough on your plate. But again, I always say, y'all know the story of Mary and Martha. One did too much and one did just enough. And Nell is the one who's always doing way too much. And so you get these outbursts from Nell. She's overstimulated. She's dysregulated. She's frustrated, tired, fussy. Like, she's all of these things. And you need to, I feel like Lance and your kids are the biggest issue. But it's not even them. It's you always in their business and wanting to know things or paying for things for them. You have this expectation. Sometimes I feel like Nell has this expectation that her kids owe her something. Whether it's a piece of their life to her, what they have going on, because she's taking care of them and she's done a lot for them. And it's like, Nell, no. But ma'am, overall, you really need to mind your business. You have enough. You and Big Fletch. Big Fletch got a lot going on. Okay? And if you can't tend to Fletch, come over here so I can rub your back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know I just be playing, but listen, I don't mind, hanging out with a seasoned hottie, okay, that have a lot of energy, okay? Lots. Not somebody who's stuck in their ways, but somebody who has lots of energy and is just great, okay? We can just hang out. You can go your way, mister, and I can go mine, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, now and her children, in the next scene. Oh no, wait. Because before I even move on to Nell and her children, girl, how is it that you, Trisha, and Lance are in communication? So if I feel like the same thing Lance is telling Trisha, he's telling Destiny. And I do feel like, Destiny, you still like the fact that you have this access, my New Orleans, y'all, this access to Lance. I don't know if this make you feel away and you feel grand. I don't know, but I like Destiny. But I also feel like you having this access to Lance, and probably will, and probably try and make you feel like you have that big D energy. But I'm telling you, these niggas are losers. Okay, I don't know about trying with his cute self, but the other two are definitely losers that you really need to drop, and you need to stop letting them load on you, because you have a lot all on your own. And the fact that you and Trisha have admitted that Lance unloads a whole lot, okay, is a lot to me, which means he have issues with his mama and he needs to be in therapy, and y'all are not his therapist, and y'all signing up for this bullshit is crazy to me. The way I will block the God of Lance, it is unmatched. But my other question, girl, is he dropping verbal loads or loads? Okay, because I be wanting to know, like, if you ever want to come on my channel, okay, we can have this conversation. Y'all send Destiny around here, because I need to know. I'm nosy. Okay. So, Nell and her children. Apparently, Lance has a scratch right here and somewhere right one, I don't know. It looked like he got into a fight, but he said he was inebriated and he fell. And because he was hungry. And I was like, Lance, you full of shit. Somebody beat your ass. And that's what it sounded like. And that's the story I'm sticking to. Okay, allegedly. But that's the story I'm sticking to. So he decides to take this moment off of him and put it on Trisha and be a bitch ass nigga. So he said Trisha hearted his comment because he just found out that his mom know that he now chats with Trisha as well as Destiny. So I guess he didn't want people to know that he secretly talks to Trish. He didn't want people to know that. So he outed Trisha and said that she heard his comment instead of taking responsibility and be like, you know what, I do talk to this married woman. You took this moment and you definitely flipped it on Trish, and you made the guy, you somehow got these raggedy ass niggas, because they raggedy and they gonna always see the fault in the woman, flipped it around on Trish. But we'll get there. It was the way he outed Trish, and because if y'all just cool, it ain't nothing wrong with having a conversation with Trish. Like, I don't know. So I did feel like, again, I feel like he threw her under the bus, and I also feel like Lance is weird and Lance should go directly to hell. So of course Nell is living for all of this, because she gonna take her messy ass and take it right to the ladies. But that's what she do. Anyway, Lance's party. Destiny walks in with this outfit. I was like, girl, I guess. So everybody, so she start talking, she bring up the DM situation, and I just need everybody to mind their business. And once again, how is this Tisha's fault? She told her, and Trisha confirmed that her and Ken was on a break. Subject should end. Conversations should end at this point. But because y'all messy and y'all don't have nothing else going on but to piggyback off of other people's storyline, and y'all really, this show really needs to end, but whatever. Y'all just gonna come up with this dumb shit. Okay? Y'all will get on my entire nerves. So Kiara and Lance. So everybody comes in. Everybody's waiting on Lance. And I'm thinking This is going to be a party full of people. This is just the people from the cast. Because the way everybody was dancing and a camera had to come in close to make it look like y'all was people to people at the party when it was just all 10 of y'all. Get the fuck out of my face, okay? So Kiara and Lance walk in. And I'm looking at Kiara, you coming in here like twisting with this attitude and this air about yourself like I'm trying to apply to be on a show. Carlos, don't bring her on. Okay, that's how I feel. So, Kiara, understand, ma'am, that Lance does not want a relationship with you, because if he did, he will be with you. Lance enjoys being a fuckboy, and I hope you're wearing condom. I hope he's wearing a condom. Okay? Nell says she wants to help Lance and get him focused because she feels like he's not where he should be. Nell, mind your business. Okay? He's grown. He is grown. He don't need you. But again, you are that type of person who has to be needed. And when you feel like you're not needed or being utilized, you feel less than. But then when you're utilized, you're pissed off. I don't understand. So Kiara and Nell are having a conversation, and she's wanting to know why Lance hasn't made any type of, I guess, some type of commitment. And I'm just like, girl, the only reason you're asking him that is because you still letting him fuck on you. Because if you wasn't, and y'all was just co-parenting, none of this would be a thing. But you amongst other women that he's dealing with, because she was like, I do my thing. If you did what Lance did outside of you, or what he didn't do with you, it shouldn't matter. But I can bet my last dollar that he's the only nigga that you sleeping with, but you're not the only woman he's sleeping with. I'm just saying. I just want to be the one. Listen, I will be wrong and go on that hill and be wrong. But I feel like I'm right. So yeah, girl, stop letting him run up your pH. Okay? So Marceau and Tisha sit with Trisha and Ken. And this pissed me off because if I was a guy, I would not make my wife apologize to them because their shit is raggedy. I felt like this was humiliation. And I don't like how he treats Tisha. You still, no matter what, you still treat her like she's a kid. And I know that's what we all say that about. When we're frustrated with Tisha and she acts away, we always say, she's a kid. Really, Tisha is a grown woman. And I'm going to tell you this. Tisha is a good one. Because I would have cussed Marceau out. I would have cussed Trisha out. And I would have cussed Ken out. Because you hoes ain't getting a mother clucking apology from me. Okay? I would have been like Letitia off of Bell Collective. I'm sorry. Y'all relationship ain't shit. I'm sorry. You decided to get with a married ass woman knowing she was married. I'm sorry that you would pick me. And I'm sorry that she already have an issue. And y'all issues been brewing way before I came. And y'all was already on a break. But Trish didn't even say that to Tisha when all of this was going on. I don't think she said it, but she told it to Destiny. But anyway, Tisha, you good, because I ain't no way in hell I would apologize to these two pack of hoes. Y'all got me fucked up. And Marceau, the way I would have cussed my husband the dog shit out in front of everybody, because where you act up is where you're gonna get beat the fuck up. Period. That's why I ain't got no husband. Okay, I really do try to be apologetic to people, which is probably why I act the way I do when I come and do these reviews and stuff. Because I do be thinking about people's feelings. And so I also get why Tisha apologized, but at the same time, I just didn't feel like Tisha owed them an apology, and I feel like Marceau shouldn't have had Tisha to apologize. If my nigga ain't like, girl, fuck them, I ain't, yeah, I'm finna do that. So Marceau said that they both are putting out, he tells this to Trish and, what's her name? Ken and Trish. Tells them that they've been putting out thirst trap pics. Sir, you are a hater. You are always an undercover hater like Martell, because you're just mad because your fat ass can't put out thirst trap pics. Okay, go to the gym, try it again next year, and we'll go from there. Anyway, everybody keeps saying how social media is the problem. No, social media is not in y'all relationship. Y'all are in y'all relationship. The fact that y'all don't know how to communicate, the fact that both of you are liars, the fact that y'all built this relationship on lies, and you got with a woman who was married, and Trish, you knew you was married, and you already had underlying issues and baggage just like Ken, and y'all decided to come together. This had nothing to do with social media, but what y'all did was go on a reality show where it shined a light on y'all relationship, and we talk about these things on social media, and y'all put these things out there to be outed on social media. I feel like I summed that up really good. Please go to hell. Anyway, Lance bitch ass tell the men that Trish hard-eyed his picture. So Kim was like, well, I wasn't tripping because ain't that your cousin? I mean, technically, I guess she's supposed to be Big Fletch cousin. From my understanding, she's supposed to be Big Fletch cousin. So Lance is not biologically Chris's. So I don't know how that go. I don't care. But what pissed me off was when Ken said Trish don't think. She don't think, but you want to have a baby with her, and you want to marry her, and you are willing to still be with her while she's married and while she go through this divorce, but she don't think. Okay, you's a stupid ass nigga. Anyway, the hoes in the corner don't make it no better because they over there cackling like little schoolgirls about this whole situation. All right, so Maurice feel like he should help Ken, and I was like, help him do what? You got your own shit over here in this corner. Okay, let's go through the bullshit. Okay, I wish I had that picture up like Jane. Wish I had that picture up. But you said it's better for her to lay down than to stand up or some bullshit. And then you said something about how she just muscled through, and while she was sleeping with you while this lady was going through chemo. Maurice, please get out of our face. Please, like we would like to be left alone. We would like to keep all of our sanity. Okay? Martell is bitter. He's gonna always show up as the bitter one who lost his wife. Anyway, Letitia wants to make things right with Nell. Kimmy don't give a damn because based on her body language, she's sitting with her legs crossed, and I'm telling you, it's like usually when people this is how they keep everything close to them. They close themselves off. What that means. So sometimes, not all the time, I don't think. I'm still reading through my book, and I haven't read through my body language book. But it looks as though Kimmy, the way her body language is, the way she's sitting next to Nell, you can literally look through the screen and tell she does not like Nell. And I really don't understand why, because Nell hasn't done anything to Kimmy. I think Kimmy sometimes feel a little insecure. Y'all hear me out. Next to Nell. Because you always, like your husband, always want to be the smartest bitch in the room. And Nell is one of those women that got a little knowledge on her for a short little old crazy lady. Okay? And she will give Kimmy a run for her money. Kimmy wants to be the one to give everybody else a run for their money while allowing her sister-in-law to be a Tasmanian devil, low-key. But, that's just my assessment. That is just my assessment. And I really did I still like Kimmy. I just don't understand why she don't like Nell. Yeah. So I guess this is where the episode ended because I ain't got no more notes. This is where the episode ended. This is where we are gonna have to end the episode. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below, because I always forget to say that. Shout out to everybody who is always commenting, viewing, sharing, all of the things. I appreciate y'all. So I really do appreciate y'all. Tomorrow I will have what is it? What is it? RHOA Atlanta. Atlanta comes on tonight. I won't watch. I don't watch it. I always watch it on Peacock the next day. Okay, because I got rid of Sling. Okay, I'm trying to save my $70. All right. So I'll bring it to y'all tomorrow. It may be a little lengthy because we have new people joining, and some of these old raggedy ass people are still here who y'all will know I don't with them. Okay, if you watch my review, if you want, you can go back and watch my review from last season. Okay, because I was swinging hoes every which way but loose. Okay, with all of that being said, this is your girl Kiwan reminding you to keep showing up. Yes, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, because I had to look at my paper. Stay true to yourself. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.